Okay, so long story short, my question is kind of, am I the financial abuser in my marriage, or is it actually my husband?
Whoa!
Okay.
Harsh words have been spoken.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Why are you the financial abuser, does he say?
Okay. So basically, my husband earns about $140,000 a year. He is also applying actively for positions and he has a good chance of getting a job that pays like $165 plus a 25% bonus every year. So roughly, $200,000 a year. He's in, software engineer basically. I, on the other hand, I make $50,000 a year at my job, and I do get a little bit of child support from my ex, but it's not consistent. I'm also in graduate school. I still have 2 or 3 years left. He claims that I'm the financial abuser because he says that I have more money in my bank account. The reason that I have more money in my bank account is because I actually sold my vehicle because it was going to cost more to.
Are y'all married?
We are. We have separate bank accounts. It's a whole thing.
Oh,
it is. I
think we found the problem.
Yes. So we basically had separate bank accounts from the time we moved in together. That was his decision. I wanted joint, even before we got married. We were living together when we were engaged. But he insisted on having separate for the time being, and he claimed that,
What's absolutely hilarious is the fact that Dave Ramsey is absolutely questioning this entire story. He don't even believe it himself, and he's going to be so nice to her the entire time, but I guarantee you, he's thinking to himself, this lady is the problem, okay? If your husband is nice enough to give you an allowance, pay all the bills, and allow you to stack your money without paying a dime, okay, that is a very generous husband, and you need to give him a hug, because he has to deal with someone like you. Because that is insane. I'm sorry, but, having a joint account is not going to be the end-all, be-all. It's not going to be the solution to their marriage. It's just not. Any smart man is going to keep some money hidden away from his wife so she doesn't have access to it. Because that's the main contention here that she has. I don't have access to my husband's money, which is our money. But my money is my money. And that's just a terrible way to think. I'm sorry, but that's just a shitty attitude to take if you're married, and she's upset. She's jealous. She's clearly envious of the fact that he makes $150,000 a year compared to her $50K. It enrages her. It upsets her because he has more money to splurge on other things like a nicer car or a nicer house. So of course she's going to be mad and make these accusations of financial abuse.
Spouse.
Yeah.
Okay. Unless there's some extreme emotional or physical harm being incurred. There's no, and there's not anything like that going on here.
If he takes all of your paychecks and gives you an allowance, we would call that there's some financial abuse.
If he wouldn't let you buy food or something, then that would be abuse, okay? But that's not going on here. This is just an argument because you guys have two separate lives and you can't decide with your roommate who needs to buy the mustard.
Right.
Yeah. And so if you cannot sit down in the next few weeks and have adult discussions about having a real marriage, which is a combined income where we change our names. We don't have his income and your income. We have our income. We don't have your savings or my savings or your car or my car or your debt or my debt. We have our problems and our opportunities and our savings and our income. And then you combine everything and you do a combined budget to go reach towards the goals that we both believe we want our future to look like, which would include paying off his stupid car or selling it. It would include working a plan to get out of debt and have an emergency savings. It would include having some money set aside to do some fun things with. It would include generosity. That these are decisions as a married couple that we are now making together because you are no longer roommates.
Mm-hmm.
If you cannot change your language and the spirit of this discussion to that kind of combination, that the two of us are going to join arms and it's us against the world and we are going to go win together, then you will need to sit down with a marriage counselor.
Right. And we are in marriage counseling now, but he's been actively plotting divorce with his mother, who does not like me.
Okay.
It's been a whole
Now
thing
we're
for
getting
years.
to it. Now we're getting to it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's my
So there's no
concern,
financial
that
abuse going on. We have marriage problems.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And we have mother-in-law problems.
Oh, yeah. She's
Okay.
determined from day one she did not like me. And
Okay.
she's made
Did he
it
tell you that
extremely difficult.
he's plotting divorce?
He's given me access to his phone. He told me I could go through it anytime I want because there was a past of porn addiction. So I found emails that were between his mother and he, where he was claiming that I am coercively controlling him, that I'm financially abusing him, and she was talking to him about how she's going to pay for his retainer for his lawyer.
Okay.
She even recommended a
listen,
lawyer that
if you guys don't have marriage counseling, both of you going to a good counselor to begin to work through this and carving his mother out of the discussion, you're not going to make it.
Right.
So all of the other stuff doesn't matter then.
Right. Yeah, that's kind of where we're at. Is that he claims that because we agreed to go no contact with his mom because of some things she'd been doing.
Yeah,
and
then he violated that, and he's you guys are not working together. He's developing a plan to leave. If that is not truncated, he's going to leave.
Right.
And the only thing,
claims that he only does that because he's upset.
No, it's not. It's not true. He's a child.
Mm-hmm.
He's being a little boy, and he ran to his mommy.
Yes. That's what I've been telling him, and it makes me feel incredibly isolated. And so I'm kind of, I don't know.
If you do not both start going to marriage counseling, the net result is you're not going to make it 6 months.
Right. We've been doing it on and off. We've got a new one recently. I think she's good.
He's not going.
Yeah.
If you listen to me, if you two are not together in a marriage counselor's office soon and regularly, you're not going to make it 6 months, honey.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have a language to talk to each other right now.
Right.
All this is every time you look at him, it's a battle. Every time he looks at you, it's a battle. There's nobody working towards something. We're all working away from everything. All of your language has been that since you've been on the phone.
Separate accounts do not solve problems.
No.
They just conceal them. Joint accounts don't solve problems, but it does expose them. And that's a good thing. Gets to the root of the problem in the marriage.
And that's it. The whole discussion started out as a separate account discussion, and turns out that wasn't the problem. It was masking the real problem. The real problem is mother-in-law. Well, that's never happened.
If I had a nickel.
That's never.
It is hilarious to me anytime somebody says, "Oh, they're a financial abuser." It's like, how do you know that word? How do you know that term unless you've been gossiping about your significant other with your girlfriends? And why would you want to cut off his mom? That sounds controlling. And why would you want to see his phone? That's an invasion of privacy. Again, I really suspect that the true abuser here is not this man who's just trying to mind his business and live his life. It's this woman here. It's just totally obvious. How could you possibly ask to see his phone just to make sure that he's not looking at pornography? I mean, what's next? You're going to check and see if he's liking another girl's picture on Facebook? Is that what we're moving towards? I mean, the level of control here is appalling. You need to give me access to your bank accounts. You need to do this. You need to do that. Brother, you need to run. You need to run, divorce her, get rid of her, and go get you a girlfriend who doesn't question what you do, okay? Go get you somebody that is perfectly happy with who you are and actually forgives you if you make a mistake like talking to another girl or, looking at porn, okay? There's just better women out here. I'm sorry, but she sounds like the abuser here, and I wouldn't be surprised if she actually physically abuses him in the proper definition of that term. World War III could be right around the corner, and are you prepared? What if they start dropping nukes? Do you have MREs? Do you have meals ready to eat? And if not, make sure you get some stockpile because these bad boys last forever. I'm talking decades. I used to eat these when I was in the Air Force for about 12 years active duty. And they were quite delicious and nutritious. Okay. So imagine 20 years from now, you're still in your bunker and these bad boys are still feeding you, keeping you alive. So make sure you get some by clicking on my affiliate link down in the description